Guys, so big wrestling news today. It may not be that big, but if you've been around the situation on the internet, it's kind of big. So, as many of you know, on Raw 1001, just a week before this past Raw, AW Abraham Washington made a joke referencing the basketball player. Is it basketball? I'm really not sure. Kobe Bryant apparently. Whew, I'm puffed out. Apparently raping a girl in a Colorado hotel back in 2003. He said Titus O'Neil is like Kobe Bryant in a Colorado hotel, unstoppable. And he was fired for continuing some comments on Twitter when he probably should have just let it go. I'm not sure what happened, but he wasn't fired after the initial incident, so something else must have happened there. I'm going to look into it. I think it's for additional comments when he should have just kept his mouth shut or whatever. And he's going on Twitter and he's ranting about stuff like DX telling people to suck it, but he can't make that joke. Kane having sex with a dead girl, back in 2002. Not on TV, obviously. For those of you, don't worry. It was more of an implied angle, although Triple H did not leave much to the imagination in a little skit. But the thing about most of that stuff is it was the TV-14 era. And I know what he's saying now. He also said something that's interesting, and I agree. When Vince made fun of JR on Raw a couple of weeks ago, taking a shot at possibly his Bell's palsy or whatever, number one, I don't find that funny. I didn't find that Vince segment with JR funny. I don't find it as taking a good shot. Because I think the thing between Vince and JR is a bit personal now. So I don't really find any shots Vince will take at JR that funny because they seem to be in a bad mocking spirit. So no, I didn't agree with that at all. So the thing about most of this stuff is it was a different era. And this thing about the Kobe Bryant rape situation is that I don't think it offended anyone in the locker room. I don't think it offended Vince McMahon. I don't think anyone gave that much of it. I mean, it's a resolved situation, and yeah, if the girl did get raped or whatever, I'm not sure what happened. That's terrible, obviously. But the thing is, a JR joke, even Kane, the necrophilia thing, WWE is for wrestling fans, essentially. It's got a few mainstream watchers, but nothing too, you know what I mean? It's not watched on a national scale. It's not like The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, or something on a national scale like that, or in America. But so a lot of the stuff WWE does goes under the radar because it doesn't matter if they make a JR joke, as in bad taste as it is. It's not going to make national headlines because who's JR? From a national scale, obviously. But a Kobe Bryant joke will make national headlines, and just one person to be watching that offended, maybe even the parent of a child, that can make national headlines, and especially with Linda's campaign, make it look bad that they're making a national rape joke onto, you know what I mean? Because otherwise, I mean, they're very self-referential, WWE are. So most of their stuff is self-referential, so some people either get it or they don't, or whatever. But with a Kobe Bryant joke, yes, Big Show made it back in 2003, but they weren't running for campaign in 2003, and they're trying to keep a lot of the stuff that they did Attitude Era and those years post-Attitude Era, where they were still TV-14, they're trying to keep a lot of that almost a secret, they're not bringing it up in the campaign to be proud of it. So that was the past. I mean, Mae Young gave birth to a hand. That could be brought up in Linda's campaign, really. That was TV-14. Him making a joke while Linda's running for the campaign, while wrestling's being under watch. I'm sure these politicians, no matter how much up their own asses they are, stuck up about wrestling being whatever, I'm sure they're tuning into Raw, looking for little mistakes where they step over the line. And they found one. And I think they've just been under much scrutiny. And I think that some people may have been paying close attention to this AW, Abraham Washington, to see if he says anything else. And WWE have had to take the appropriate action by releasing him before he says anything else while he's under association with them. He's a bit of a loose cannon in terms like that. So I can see why he was released. Though I can see why, though, I don't know if it really needed to come to that he needed to actually get released. So So I'm not sure if that's over the line or not. It could be the correct. I mean, I was enjoying his work. Obviously, I wasn't offended by the joke because I barely know what happened. And I was enjoying his heel work. I thought he was quite funny as a manager. Getting Titus O'Neil and Darren Young over the primetime players, I thought that he was doing a good job at it, and it's a shame that he's fired because I'm gonna miss him on TV, even though not ridiculously amount, but he was a good little addition to the show. I thought he was a good little addition to Money in the Bank, whether people thought that whatever of that match, that tag match. I thought he was pretty funny with the stuff with Rosa Mendez and stuff, and no, I don't think he needs to be fired. Perhaps punished. I mean, they never took him off TV. They gave him the microphone back the next week. I think that's one thing they've come under scrutiny for, perhaps by mainstream critics, that maybe they should have took the mic off him or sent him back down to the developmental territory to manage wrestlers down there, or just kept him off TV for a month. Or they should have punished him a little harder than not punishing him at all. So I don't know what you guys think. Did AW deserve to be fired over a Kobe Bryant joke? Yeah, give me your thoughts on AW. Did you like him? I mean, obviously, he was on ECW at the Abraham Washington show. I thought he was a good host. I think he's a good personality. Did you like him as a manager for Titus O'Neil and Darren Young? Give me opinions on AW and this situation. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.